All of the Masons that built this country, they were all obviously Masons and secret societies who still follow ancient Kemetic mystery schools, mystery school rites and things of this nature. It's talking about Ra. This is why you have a pyramid on your dollar bill. They wanted to make the symbol of this country the phoenix. They say, man, that's too obvious. Let's just make it the eagle. Same thing with Hidden Power University, right? Our symbol is the phoenix. But nah, that's too obvious. Let's make it the eagle. You see? But it still comes full circle because the symbol for the Great Spirit, according to the Native Americans, was the eagle. The Great Spirit, which is Ra. Okay? So moving forward, we're going to do a quick week in review. I'm going to drop some information on chaos, the rise of chaos, as we continue to live through this Kali Yuga cycle and have this Kali experience, the secret portals of escape, and the prime directive, how we are to be observers, right? We're passers through. We're not to set up residence here. We're not to claim this. That's how you get locked. And that's one of the tricks when you start getting too involved with politics, too emotionally involved with all these movements and this and that. You are just affirming and cementing your spirit down here when you get all involved and intertwined in it. This is also a violation of the prime directive. Now, it doesn't apply to mortals. They're not going to reveal or interact or have any influence anyway, but those angelic beings that came down, upon which you are one, or you wouldn't be on this video, you're attracted to it because it's in your genes, it's in your DNA. If not, you'd be out at the club or the bar, whatever, just watching booty clapping or makeup videos, whatever you do. But no, you're tuned into Hidden Power University. It speaks to your soul. It speaks to your DNA. People in your family think you're crazy. But that's all right. That's all right. Absolutely. So, week in review, we did a video on the power of mushrooms and how those mushrooms are almost like an atomic bomb or a nuclear bomb in terms of opening up your DNA. See, when we awaken our DNA, when we open our pineal gland and think what's really happening is happening on an atomic level. Right? It matriculates to the cellular level and things of this nature, but you're setting off tiny bombs in your brain. This is why we used to call it sparking a brain cell. A spark is a tiny explosion, right? That's when you wake up. This is why when someone understands something, it's like a light comes on. It's like a flash of light. And this is what happens with these mushrooms, and they look like the mushroom that takes place when you look at the explosion or the detonation of a nuclear bomb. So tuning into this particular information is almost like verbal mushrooms. You get high off this information. Forget the weed, tune in Hidden Power University. See, you be spaced out for real, high on the frequency. But those mushrooms, get that in place. I just took my Genius drops. I had to add more data to the product detail page. And I'm looking at this stuff. I'm like, man, I got to start taking this more often. That's why I tell you, read the benefits of all the herbs and minerals that you take regularly, and you start to experience more of those effects. So you're using the magic for the products. Use the magic on the products, and the products help you do your magic, just like the platinum helps you visualize and helps you with your tantra magic and things of this nature. So definitely, but mushrooms, get your chaga, lion's mane, all of these things, they feed your brain, they ward off cancer, and they just help you to have a strong immune system. Okay, strong immune system. There's going to be more COVID-like events that work very well for the beast. So he's going to roll that out again when it's time to. They can't play it out too much. People get desensitized. But please believe they're going to roll out some more pandemics. We also did a video on the 7 dating tips for men and women. The passing of Kevin Samuels brought a focus and a spotlight onto dating, especially in the African American community here in this modern Western world, right? So some tips for that. Go back and watch that video. Write those tips down. And the big takeaway, I'll just share this, is it's about getting to know the person to see if you guys share a common vision, right? The man is supposed to be the designated. It's like you have a designated driver. Two people can't drive the car. Somebody driving and somebody riding. He's supposed to be the driver of the vision, right? So you need to know whether the sister fits into your world, but you have to have a vision. You have to be about something. If you ain't about nothing, you can't really put your foot down on anything or have a backbone or anything because you don't have a foundation. King Me 1 and 2, get that in place. It is absolutely essential. And let me say this too, as the Spirit speaks to me. Black people here in the West, do you know that the future of our species depends on you waking up? The future of this planet and of our species is predicated on you waking up. Did you know that? You are the original people on this planet. You have been extracted from the soil by God himself, made in the image and likeness of God himself. You are the salt of the earth who lost your savor. You see? The whole world is waiting for you to wake up and take your proper place and position. Black women, y'all need to stop getting deceived by that beast. He got you alone, depressed, full of anxiety, because he blew your head up with all of this foolishness and lies, right? To the extent now you have become a creature that nobody wants to marry. And we're going to talk about that when we go into the chaos and the lies and the lies. Revelation, the last days and times is all about lies. Satan or Satan is all about lies and deception to put you in a fake reality or false world. So someone comes telling you the truth, you like, oh my God, it's like a nuclear bomb. I can't believe he said she's average. Oh my God, how dare you? Because you're in an illusion. It's an illusion. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm here trying to give you your medicine. I know it doesn't taste sweet, but it is the cure. Stop listening to that beast trying to put you above your man and then get mad when nobody wants you. We need to start making one of the ways that we teach, and one of the techniques that I used in the classroom too, is humor. We need to start coming out with names for all of these masculine women and start making it distasteful and what's the word? Disagreeable. Just like it's disagreeable for y'all say a man to be feminine and have no vision and be weak. Y'all don't want that. Well, we don't want some Arnold Schwarzenegger Rocky for a wife. Start calling these chicks Rocky. All right, Arnold Schwarzenegger. All right. How you doing, Rambo? Yes, sir. Make it a joke. And at the same time, make it cool to be feminine. Make it cool to be soft-spoken. Make it cool to be accommodating and agreeable and cooperative. That's cool, right? That's cool. That's what we need. You see, I got on my all set colors, all blue. It's cool, right? It's cool like the sky, cool like the waters. Yemeya, right? Oshun. Sometimes I gotta cool down, right? But as I digress, right? We gotta start really putting some teeth into. We gotta go on the offensive, is what I'm saying. We always reactive, right? Always, too late to address a problem. Let's attack the beast. Let's have a whole different movement when we build up masculine men. And masculinity is cool. Masculinity is where it's at. Having balls is cool. You're supposed to have balls, right? Being a weak punk, you scared, you blaming women for everything. You got excuses all day. You making videos about women this, women that. You a punk and you not cool. You need to step up to your power. right? We got to start taking the offense to this thing. You can't play a game and never play offense. You never put any points on the board. We need to put points on the board. And how you do that is getting touchdowns. See, we getting touchdowns. All the things that we make available, you notice a lot of it got to do with raising testosterone. Everything the beast is doing is trying to sizzle it out. It's trying to fizzle it out, throw water on it, and castrate you. Do the direct opposite. I'm talking about 180-degree opposite of everything they pushing out. You follow me? And let me go into this now. I'm going to go into it again, but it's on my mind, so I'm going to just flow with it. Chaos, right? Sometimes you just got to go with the spirit. Stop listening to these female rappers talking about this whore energy. Popping the pussy and booty clapping. I don't listen to it, so I can't tell you everything that they say, but pretty much it's this whole idea of being single and is cool. Sleeping around from man to man is cool. Trying to get a man's money is cool. Being shiesty and being a Jezebel hoe is cool. Because when you peel back the curtains, right? Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, they making breakfast for their children. Their husband is in the other room, right? They're being mothers and wives. What the Megan Thee Stallion? All of these women are either married or in a relationship. But when they put out music, they putting out garbage, keeping you single. You ever scratch your head and wonder that? Man, they talking all of this, trying to give us instructions. They all married. So why don't they make some songs about how to be a good wife? Where's the rap about being a mother? You breastfeeding and you feeding the baby all day. That's your world now. So why aren't your songs reflecting that? Huh? They say because that's not what they want to hear. That's not what they want to hear. Interesting. So now we got to turn the mirror around and look at y'all. Why are you so thirsty for low stuff and filthy things in your ears and in your eyes? Why are you so filthy and like to ingest things that are of a low frequency? Why is that? What's wrong with you? It's a sickness. And it's not your fault. It's due to the trauma that has been passed down. It's due to the trauma of the situation with your father, the trauma of the child abuse and the neglect and the lack of love. So it's not cool to be crying and depressed and you know, woe is me. So you got to put on a hard shell of anger, right? You got to put on a macho shell. You got to put on this whole fiasco and this masquerade of being impervious, right? And having no feelings and nothing bothers you. You so strong, but you crying yourself to sleep every night. See, we got to take off these fake masks. Okay. Then I did a video on Black Lives Matter. I didn't even do the video. I just put the news clip up. You decide for yourself. They're buying mansions. Patricia Mullers, I think her name is, the co-founder of Black Lives Matter. Thank you so much for the generous donation. She bought a $6 million mansion, right? It's under the business name for business, right? $6 million mansion, having parties, chilling, drinking wine. She's setting up her baby father in a business, paying him and paying her boyfriend, all these people, $4 million in consultation fees and all this stuff. To see, there's ways they can get slick and funnel the money and make it seem like it's a business expense. You just have your family members start up businesses. I mean, we hear you, but $4 million? Because everybody was pouring in all of this money. Like, what are we going to do with all this money? You're supposed to help the black community, specifically black men. Heterosexual black men are the ones getting killed by the cops and by these redneck racists. Not black women, by large, and not gay folks. What are they doing to help the demographics that's being George Floyd, things of this nature. What are you doing to help the little boys with education? Boys are falling behind in education. That's part of the reason why you can't find a husband. Why brothers don't have the necessary academia and training to make the six figures so they can have the leadership, so you can look up and salute the God. It all boils down to education. So Black Lives Matter, what have you done for the black community, specifically black men? You research that stuff, be them little hats. If you know who they are, who could decode who the little hats are, be right behind all that stuff. See? Anyway, Black Lives Matter. I told you it was some foolishness. I hope you didn't go out there protesting and giving all your money to them fools. Anyway, we did a video on stepping into your divinity. You can check that out. And we did a video on the Lotus Ascension Tea, which is excellent for your what? Your brain, your pineal gland, excellent for your nervous system, right? That purple color, this color right here resonates with the third eye chakra. Okay? And purple, just like your blueberries and your blackberries, all those deep, because blueberries are actually purple when you look at it. And blackberries, all those deep, dark berries are excellent for your brain. This is why they call it brain food. Okay. I did a video, King Me, a lesson. One of the things that we teach in King Me, which is rule number 23, is one monkey doesn't stop the show. And pretty much the show goes on, you know, in life. Sometimes it may be a breakup. Somebody may not be on the same page. One thing my grandfather told me, and it stuck with me: one monkey don't stop the show. That's show business. The show must go on. Somebody forget, some actress didn't show up. Somebody messed up on their line. We just gonna keep going because the show always goes on. The vision always stays in place, regardless of whether people want to fill their place in that vision. The show goes on, so keep that in mind. We had a few videos in the members area too, exclusive full lectures. You could check those out, members only. And then we did Break Free Session 7, which was the most powerful, in my opinion, which we got into a lot of how to actually think fourth dimensionally so we can outsmart these fourth dimensional parasites, because they already know your tendencies. They already know, your patterns, and they know your potential. They know your weaknesses, and they know how to push your buttons. So there's a certain type of way you got to think ahead of them, which is fourth dimensionally. Okay. So members know about that. So tonight we're going to go into chaos and the rise of chaos and how to escape through secret portals. There's always secret portals, just like in the games, right? Just like the games you play. You see your children playing these games, and it's like, wow, there's Mario Brothers, there's secret portals, and in different ways you can have a shortcut. It exists in reality as well. And then we're going to go into the prime directive and essentially vibrating on the frequency of an observer. So chaos, people. Chaos and confusion. And that's one of the hallmarks of the end of time, or the end of days, is chaos. God is not a God of confusion. So the more confusing the world gets, the more chaotic the world gets, it's just letting you know you're at an expiration of a cycle, right? Just for an example, metrosexual, bisexual, gender neutral, non-binary. God damn, it's more flavors than a freaking Fruit Loops over here. How many freaking ways can you be gay? Transgender, cross-dresser, transvestite. And it's so sickening that you even say these words. YouTube can pick up that you're talking about this and start monitoring the damn video. I'm just saying it's freaking confusing. Somebody put all these colors up here. What a coincidence. See? So that's just letting you know the chaos and confusion. You can just F with people. Hi, sir. What makes you think I'm a sir? Just fuck with people, right? What makes you think I'm a sir? How about it? Just mess with people? I'm gonna call the man. Maybe get some free stuff. So this is what's happening, baby. Baby formula is what? Yeah, that baby formula. That's why you had the spike, I think, because they started putting soy. All of those baby formulas, especially the cheaper ones, is nothing but soy. And soy is an endocrine disruptor. So it messes with the child's endocrine system, throwing their hormones off. And you got that combined with fruity little cartoons and putting gay shit all in the cartoons. You already got jacked up hormones. You don't know who your daddy is. It's no wonder 50% of these kids coming up as gay. And then you're drinking out of the plastic water bottles. That's a xenoestrogen. So you have estrogen levels through the roof. You're highly emotional. And you get confused. There's been several studies on that, right? And on top of that, with this pandemic of out of wedlock, it's almost crazy saying it. Everybody's out of wedlock pregnancies, meaning you getting pregnant, not even married, or single parenthood, and the woman is under all of this stress, right? So the baby, the male child in the womb is in a stressful environment. It cannot produce the testosterone, right? So what happens is when they found that when these women, there was a study in Nazi Germany, when the Allies were bombing Germany, they realized it was a spike in homosexual boys or homosexuals, specifically the men, during that time, that the women were so stressed out because they were bombing the city. Right? So stress, doing all these things yourself, trying to be hot and fiery and masculine, you ain't going to make it. You can't be a man at being a man. You're going to be stressed out. And it's going to affect your seed or your children. Right? So all of these things play a part in it. See? And it's a disorder. It's not correct. It's not right. You know, if everybody was homosexual, we wouldn't even be here on the planet because we couldn't reproduce. That's a fact. It's been a disorder forever. They just changed it in the psychological journals maybe 5 years ago. All of a sudden, it's a preference. Chaos and confusion. So with this, our species is actually choosing to become another species or choosing to become non-human. And this is what happens when you start functioning outside of your nature so long, you lose that nature. When you start neglecting or not tending to your soul, you lose your soul. When you don't live in terms of morality, you lose your moral compass, right? Lost. Right? So this is what's happening. And what it really is, when you get down to it, it's a form of suicide. Right? It's a form of suicide. When you see the prevalence of homosexuality begin to spike, psychologically and metaphysically, the species is choosing to not reproduce, choosing suicide spiritually. See? The highest state of development of any organism is when it reaches its ability to reproduce. That's when it has achieved maturity in any plant or flower or animal, whatever the case may be, insect. It has not reached this maturity level until it's able to bloom and blossom, right? Come to the pinnacle of its development. And at that time, is given the blessing of the ability to reproduce. Okay. But when you sabotage that in some form, be it a disorder, and it gets out of hand, you're looking at the sabotaging of the species.